Welcome everyone as you guys are joining in. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today. We're going to learn about some strategies to optimize your security program with limited resources. So my name is Meredith Narcissi from our customer success team over here at Cobalt, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Rodrigo Oliveira, who's team lead cloud infrastructure engineering and security engineering at HeyJobs. So in today's webinar, we will hear directly from Rodrigo on how he and his team are utilizing the Cobalt platform in a variety of different ways to really improve their offensive security program. So a few key takeaways that we'll learn and dive into today. Really the challenges of maintaining a robust security program with a smaller team and limited resources. How HeyJobs maximizes efficiency with security resources by using Cobalt is really a true extension of their security team. And real life insights from Rodrigo and how HeyJobs uses pen testing to make their product more secure. So with that said, let's get right into it. So thanks again for joining us, Rodrigo. We're so excited to have you. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your role, and your background at HeyJobs?
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Rodrigo. I'm a team lead for cloud infrastructure and security in HeyJobs. We are based in Germany, in Berlin. So a little bit about me. I'm a software engineer. I have roughly 18 years of experience. Basically, I started as a software engineer doing backend, front end, and all of those things. And I think like 10 years ago, I moved from these roles to a more infrastructure focused roles, being SRE, DevOps, platform engineering. And I joined HeyJobs 6 months ago as their team lead for this matter. I'm originally from Brazil, and I moved to Germany 8 years ago and been in Europe for 10 years already. That's myself in a nutshell.
Exciting. I love it. And congrats on this new role. I know we're excited to work directly with you more often, as Marta is your CSM on the call as well. And again, pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I know HeyJobs is really an AI-based performance recruiting for jobs. So I'd love to kind of hear a little bit more from yourself about the company, its mission, and kind of take us through what it means to you to work there.
Sure. Yeah. HeyJobs is a talent platform. So we try to connect talents with roles. We are focused more on the blue market, meaning like big companies that need specific talent, meaning, supermarkets. We have Deutsche Bahn, which is the national rail company in Germany. So this sort of company. So we try to get the right talent for the specific role. Doesn't matter where the talent is. If it's like a small town in Germany that needs someone to fix the rails in a specific place, we do that. We use a lot of AI for that to match these people. And yeah, we are basically doing this in the whole DACH region, meaning Austria, Germany, mostly. So yeah, that's HeyJobs.
That's wonderful. And that you guys are utilizing these new technologies of AI to really drive forward connecting businesses with this talent. That's great.
Exactly. And we are adding even more. So it's quite a focus for us right now to add more insights and connect better the people with this sort of technologies.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And that's such a niche that you guys are working in. I feel like that's key, and you do it really well. So that speaks highly, as you see with that best job board for employee satisfaction. I think that's also important.
Exactly.
And something to be proud of over there, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. Very proud of.
Wonderful. All right. So with many of our customers today, we're hearing and seeing them presented with a multitude of security challenges. That's not unfamiliar to anyone on this call. So Rodrigo, can you help us just understand those challenges that HeyJobs is facing today?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, aside we have like a small team. We have a team of 4 people in the infrastructure and security area. Uh, the biggest challenge for us is to balance the day-to-day operations, but also making sure that we are delivering and we are enabling teams to deliver with quality, and also making sure that we are delivering things that would work, would not be unsafe for our customers, and find a good balance between those. Um Along with that, we we want to be compliant with sort of certifications like ISO. This is something that we are aiming for. We have EU AI Act, which is in our roadmap as well. So finding a good balance between delivering with quality and also making sure that everything is working as expected and in a secure way as well.
Definitely. Yeah, we're hearing that a lot, especially with those new regulations coming on board throughout the world, right? And I know, just as you mentioned with the smaller team, a lot of our customers, we're hearing it, it puts a lot of extra workload on you guys as a smaller team and makes it hard to truly, find additional talent and scale. You really want to have the right people and the right resources around you. And
Exactly.
yeah, we're hearing that it's a constant, strain on some of those teams, but I know you guys are doing it well with the smaller org over there. But yeah, we're kind of hearing that in the space, that it's difficult to find that really good talent, hold on to those people, and scale efficiently.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to hear how you guys are doing it a little bit more.
sure. Uh, yeah. So one of the main thing is that we it's not only about scaling, but also the fact that we want our teams to be confident on what
Mhm.
they're delivering. So this is
Definitely.
one of the biggest aspects there.
Exactly. Right. They feel confident in what they're delivering on, and that you guys feel confident delivering to those auditors, those external customers and parties, for sure.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
with that smaller team, I know you guys have truly built that efficient, you've done an incredible job of building that AppSec program from the ground up through things like proactive risk management, leadership accountability, really working as a team, making sure things are identified early and you have that ongoing validation and more. Can you kind of expand a little bit more for the audience on how you guys built the program that you have today?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I think the main thing is we are running continuously pen testing for every new feature that we are releasing to our customers. So every customer-facing feature that is relevant enough will be conducting a pen test. So every 6 months or so, we do that for this bigger features. But also we are conducting pen tests against our infrastructure as well. So against our cloud resources as well. And yeah, that's one of the main things. And we are also making sure that every ticket has every ticket that Cobalt or our security tools uh, sends to us, we are making sure that those are addressed to the correct people or to the correct team. So there is no like laying around ticket without ownership or anything like that. So this is one of the main things that we are trying to achieve here. And also we are making sure that we are not leaving too many things behind. So prioritizing the main security issues, but also making sure that the the lower security issues are not forgotten. So these are the main things that we try to get a good balance around it.
Definitely. And I think your point of continuous is heard very strongly. And I know we're diving into your program and what it looks like a little bit more alongside the Cobalt platform later in today's webinar. But I think that's really important, how you guys have kind of built a scalable program. You're not just, setting it and forgetting it, doing it once a year, but you have a strategic approach to what you're doing, how you're testing, and when when you're conducting those engagements. So I think that's huge.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. So I know we've heard directly from you, Rodrigo, on kind of what those challenges that HeyJobs is facing today, and how, in fact, you guys have built that strong foundation into the successful AppSec program that it is today. We'd love to just kind of dive a little bit more with yourself on our partnership overall with Cobalt here. So can you just tell us a little bit more about how partnering with Cobalt has made your team and program more efficient?
Yeah, sure. The whole collaboration with Cobalt has been full of joy, at least for us. Yeah, so basically we get the pen testers. We have access to the pen testers, and basically these pen testers, at least for us, which is important, is that they are working on European hours, and basically we have open channel with them, so it's not like going through like a bunch of tickets and then someone would forward this ticket to the pen testers. It's the actual people that are testing our platform who we are talking to. So it's not only about they are addressing issues, they are finding the issues and we are addressing, but also we get to talk to them to get to gain knowledge from them on how these issues would be fixed. We get to know how to double check if it was remediated. We get to know how critical those are, how would be like the point of attack on those issues, and so on. And they're really approachable. They are really quick to answer, so it's really good. It's also there's also the fact that there's like a good rotation on these pen testers, so we get different points of views each time we conduct a pen test. So it's not only like person X that tests this way, and basically we would only have our platform tested this way, or pen tested, sorry. It's also the fact that we have other ways of doing things and so on. Another important point, just as a complementary on the communication, we have, as I said, like an open channel with Slack, but also Cobalt has a really good integration with Jira, which is the main ticketing tool that we use, and we use to track progress. So from like, I think 1 or 2 clicks at most, we get a ticket created with the correct criticality on the ticket and all the information needed right in our tool, so we don't need to open multiple tabs to get more information. Also, there's like a really good after the integration, like there's really good communication, so whenever we close a ticket in Jira, it is also reflected in Cobalt, and the pen testers will know that that issue was addressed, and they would be able to retest it. So there's also the fact that we have like a really flexible retest window. So we have 1 year to get a retest, and then we have enough time to plan in our roadmap how we would address which issues we would be addressing and prioritizing as well. So it's not like we conduct a pen test and then we need to rush to address everything and then to get like a retest. So we have enough time to do it. So it's quite good for a really stretched team. And also we are able to coordinate that in our roadmap on the long term as well.
Definitely. It sounds like that flexibility definitely has, particularly benefited your team for the positive and allowed you guys to plan. And as you said, not rush into, hey, I got this finding today, I got to implement a fix right away. It gives you guys the chance to strategize internally and make sure that you're making the right decision to put forward.
Yeah, and also like it's not only about fixing issues, we are building a really good security awareness in the
Right.
team.
Mhm.
Developers are developing features more in a more confident way. That if anything goes bad, they would know beforehand, before things are open in in production and so on. And basically the whole description that the pen testers give in the tickets is, I mean, besides the fact that we have open channel with them, it's really well described on how to double check the issues, how to address those, and so on and so forth. So it's really nice. There are things that even with my experience, I never you know got to test those, and
Mhm.
then I learned something every time. So it's quite nice.
That's great. And it truly is that the word collaborative, I think, speaks to the platform and how we work with our customers. This is not, again, meant to be, hey, pen testers, just go find whatever and come back in X amount of time. This is you alongside those testers to really improve your program, just as you were saying. So I think that's important. And
Yeah,
overall, thanks
definitely.
for kind of breaking these down. But I heard speed, communication, definitely, and really ease of use. And I know,
Exactly.
yeah, go
It
ahead.
what Yeah, so when I joined HeyJobs like 6 months ago, I got like a introduction call with Marta, our customer success manager, and with my manager. And from like I think we had like a small session, but it was so joyful to see such an easy platform to use, that you don't feel lost when you're like checking things around. You don't feel afraid of clicking something that is not supposed to be clicked. And we get to use the platform in a very fast way, so the learning curve is it's not really high. It's something that we can within hours to be able to use and to start working with.
Definitely. Great point. Very intuitive. And as you said, Marta is there kind of quarterbacking your account team over here. I know there's a lot of folks behind the scene that you do work with over here, but big shout out to you, Marta. I know you do a great job working with Rodrigo. I'm excited to see the future of this partnership. Thank you, Rodrigo. Those are wonderful, wonderful points.
No worries.
And yes, I know your CTO, Boris, has been with us at a variety of different companies. So I'll just leave this quote up here for those on the webinar to read. But I think this is such a powerful story to hear. And being on the customer success side here for the last 4 years, it's really full circle when our customers that we love dearly come back to us and have moved around to different companies, and they do find that value year over year, right? No matter where they are, we're really excited to welcome them back in any capacity. So just think that's really powerful how Boris has brought us into these different organizations. And again, we're excited to continue working with you guys.
Nice. Yeah. Boris is really proud of the whole partnership with Cobalt. And yeah, as you mentioned, like he has bringing Cobalt to every role and to every company he's started working, and with HeyJobs was no different. So yeah, basically it's something that he brings, and he's really happy with the overall experience. Yeah.
Happy and joy. I love taking those words from you. That's great. We aim for that. All right. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into your pen test program overall. So can you just expand a little bit more for the audience on kind of those program goals specific to pen testing this year?
Yeah, so basically the overall idea is that we conduct the pen test twice a year. So uh, these are fixed pen tests. But as I said before, if we release a new feature, like a customer-facing feature, we also conduct a pen test against those features to see if everything is fine. And then we fixed like the high criticality issues, and then we release those features. Uh, Along with that, we also conduct what Cobalt calls agile tests. So basically, like continuous running tests against like an internal network, against different endpoints that we have, different domains as well. Those are included, so it's quite nice because imagine that someone did like a small change in, I don't know, like a DNS record, we would know that we have some issues there, like within like a short period of time. So it's quite good. And also, as I mentioned before, so we are continuously running DAST, which is like also another form of continuously testing our platform. But also, as one of the program goals that we have, we are aiming to get ISO certification, the 27001 certification. And we are aiming to get EU Act certification as well, because since the company is dealing with, very sensitive information like people's CVs, email, phone, everything. We were classified as like a high risk, and we need to get that certification as well. So Cobalt is moving us towards getting the certification by like all the tests that we conduct, and not only the pen tests, but also the continuously running tests as well. So these are like the main ones that we are aiming. But of course, if we manage to get other certifications along the way, this is something that would be really good for us, and that supports us quite a lot when we are closing deals. The customers feel more confident on getting onboarded in our platform once we show them that we have this standard of certification as well.
Definitely. And I know we're going to get into it a little bit later as well, but the how the reports have really helped you guys from an auditor standpoint, and kind of tailoring that customization as well for those certifications, which is great. And I think I mean, you did touch on this. I think it's so important that you did mention how you guys are doing agile intermittently throughout, in between those larger comprehensive tests, and kind of having DAST continuously running as well. I know a lot of our customers are kind of taking a similar approach to you guys. So running those agile tests, for example, on app slices, each quarter, that makes sure it pairs well with the DAST and attack surface kind of offensive security automation that they're looking for, and really shows ongoing security, and truly making sure that companies like you guys are not missing anything, as you said, in between those larger scale engagements. So I think that's great. Awesome. All right. Wonderful. So let's dive a little bit more into program metrics. So how do you at HeyJobs measure your AppSec program today?
So basically, once we get like all the findings, we get all of them in our ticketing system with all severities. Eventually, we need to go through them to check how severe, if it's the correct severity from our point of view. With that said, we discuss what would be the measures. We try to focus on the high criticality tickets. Once we have those prioritized, we discuss this with the tech leads with other teams related to the team's ownership, and we discuss like a roadmap. So we are not like impacting their whole roadmap with a bunch of issues that would take the whole the whole quarter, let's say. Mm-hmm. So once those findings get addressed, we get together and we discuss what are what could be the improvements that we would be doing in our platform in order to those findings do not appear again. Let's say upgrading packages, conduct more comprehensive tests in build time. So we are avoiding that to happen again. And we try to automate as much as possible using different tools, using AI to get those issues beforehand as well. So yeah, that's how it works. It looks quite simple from first view, but it's a bit more complex. Once you get like 6, 7 teams to work on different issues, so it's quite of an effort.
Yes, that's very complex. And I think you guys have a very well thought out remediation plan, which is so important. Again, it's not just you're taking this information and doing nothing with it. You're understanding, you're comprehending, and then you're actually taking very, very fast action that's been thought out. So I think that's something to be proud of over there.
Definitely.
Yes. And I think just one more question for you on this slide. Can you just let us know, the audience, a little bit more about how kind of Cobalt acts as that extension of your security team?
Yeah, sure. As I said, like the whole communication and the whole collaboration makes the whole thing so easy for us, because essentially the team doesn't need to dive deep into how to get those findings and how to address those, because the platform and the pen testers, they work so well describing how to find it, how to double check if that finding makes sense, and how to address those, that the team feels that they are part of the team as well, and we are able to discuss findings, to understand better how critical that is, and it's basically really well thought way of having these people available for us. So we just get like a channel in Slack, which is the communication tool that we use, and then we get to learn from them, essentially, like those really specialized people that tested everything, and they have everything fresh in their minds on how to explain how that was found, and so on and so forth. So it's an extension of our team, and we don't need to deep dive into how to find those things, because we have like really specialized people to do that and to support us on how to address those, and to teach us how that happened, and so on and so forth. So it's quite of an extension of a team.
That's great. Thanks for hitting on those points. That's how we like to think about ourselves, is really kind of sitting right alongside you guys, not as a distant partner. We want to know how best to support you and help you guys grow with your current program and beyond. So thank you for sharing those. Wonderful. So thank you, Rodrigo. I think we're going to take a step back and just kind of explore Cobalt as a whole. I know a lot of you on this call know that we have been around since 2013. So we were the first to offer pen testing as a service. And over the years, our customers, as Boris and Rodrigo, have stuck with us for 3 big reasons. So that is the speed, the scale, and expertise, which Rodrigo wonderfully hit upon earlier in our conversation today. So you can get started with us in 24 hours, as short as 24 hours, no more waiting any more weeks or months to get a pen test started. I came from a traditional pen tester company back in the day, and then that speed was not there. And that's something truly proud to echo here at Cobalt and work alongside our customers to deliver on. Now, one of our customers recently, I think they needed to launch a product fast for right after an M&A. So they signed with us, had their test up and running that very next day. So we finished the testing, all the retesting within a week, and they launched right on time. So just being able to give customers that delivery on what we say is huge, because we do have that extensive group of pen testers worldwide, and they can really help bring that to note for sure. And the next is scale, as Rodrigo talked about today, kind of if there's any type of team, whether it's small or large, scale is an issue that many teams are facing, right? So we can handle as many tests as customers need all at once. One of our larger customers that I work near and dear with, I think they are actually on this call, needed to run about 10 to 20 pen tests in a week at the same time. So there's no issue doing that. We can always run them concurrently, spin them up in a day and make sure that there's no delays for you, the customer, to deliver on externally as well. So we're really proud of that over here. And then the expertise is, Rodrigo, I know you really called out the communication with those testers, being able to have different perspectives from all different folks on a variety of pen tests that you guys are running with us through web, API, cloud config, and more. I think that's so important, right? You're not just getting one person to test everything that you have different expertise, different opinions, and different ways of thinking about things. So, another one of our customers recently was launching a very big application on tutoring. They needed to make sure it was safe and secure for their students. It was reliable and truly had, the ethical basis behind it as well. So we found a quick 2 targeted tests that we could run with them and made sure that we could assess all those prompts and made sure that they felt confident delivering those applications to students everywhere in the world. So as you saw and heard directly again from Rodrigo as well, we have a variety of offerings here at Cobalt to truly help you build out your offensive security program. And we're constantly evolving. So we're taking customer feedback. We want to hear from you out in the space of what you're seeing and how we can truly be a continuous offensive security partner alongside you guys. So send any feedback to your CSMs, anyone on your account team here at Cobalt. We want to hear it. And as we continue to move forward in this space, we want to hear directly from you and formulate how we're moving. So keep that feedback coming. We appreciate it. All right, a little bit into a live demo. So the Cobalt platform, that those on this call are not familiar with, as we were talking about, and really as Rodrigo hit home, and is the ease of use. And coming from a very non-technical background into Cobalt on day one, this is something that you can comprehend and truly make your own alongside your team here. So I think the biggest thing to call out on this homepage is really a snapshot of your program. So how many credits are you able to utilize? A credit is in relation to the total hours of a pen tester's time. What assets do you have coming up that you're going to test? Understanding the severity trends on kind of that program that you've already built with us, and some age of severity graphs. What are the findings that you have out there? How long they've been out there? And then you can, as Rodrigo and team have done, kind of build that robust remediation plan from this information given. I also want to call out, as we talked about earlier, your CSM button here. Our team is always ready to help. Again, we present as a full account team here at Cobalt. It's not a pre-sales, post-sales, anything like that. Anyone that you talk to here, it cares about you and your program. So if you have feedback, if you're confused about something, we want to know about it. And we really want to know what your program goals and objectives are so we can scale alongside you guys and are ingrained in that. Awesome. All right. So if we scroll right down to pen test here, so you guys can still see this screen. I just have a couple in the demo environment that really in terms of planning helps our customers kind of see an outlook. Hey, what is coming up in the next few months? What have I run before? What am I going to run on a bi-monthly, on a half year, on a yearly basis, and really plan outward as well. So those that are in the live state are running currently, and then the remediation comes right after that pen test is concluded and the report is delivered, and you can really dive into that remediation plan a little bit more. All right. And DAST on that left-hand side here, Rodrigo has also really hit home on that continuous effort. So key benefits of Cobalt's DAST tool. This is something that is very near and dear to our heart. Real-time vuln detection for web and API assets, automated compliance-ready reports for you guys to support regulatory needs, that continuous scanning, really helping you build alongside that pen test program to strengthen the application security overall, right into your SDLC. I think that's huge. And there's also just that seamless integration, as we talked about. into the development workflows, make sure everything is running seamless and smooth, and be able to let you guys kind of have that targeted retesting as well to validate the fixes with that efficiency, as we've talked about. So you do get one free target as a Cobalt customer currently. If you are looking to expand into additional targets, please reach out to us. We'd love to just hear again where you're looking to take that program and how we can work alongside you to build it. And the integrations hub, I know if there's any folks on our product and engineering team, they will be excited that we're talking about this today, and that Rodrigo and many of our customers are utilizing it to really just have that seamless integration for Jira. I know, Rodrigo, you're using, but it's a no-code workflow automation for all of your pen test integration. So there's pre-built connectors to tools like Jira, as we talked about, GitHub, Slack. It kind of triggers those based recipes to make sure that we're streamlining the security workflows, and is truly customizable and scalable to make sure that it's understanding the logic and the dynamic data that you guys are inputting as well. So this is fully included with our premium and enterprise tiers at no extra cost. And if this is new visually to you, we'd love to talk to you a little bit more on how we can help you implement this, as Rodrigo and HeyJobs have done. And lastly, I know I just wanted to touch on the reports. So as we talked about earlier in the conversation today, as the testers are bringing forward those findings, they're identifying, hey, this is what they think is the full proof of concept. This is suggested fix. This is what I think that you guys should go ahead and remediate. You can have that conversation back and forth right in our findings tab directly here. But the outcome of that pen test engagement is the report. And as Rodrigo and team have done for external audiences, for ISO and all those different certifications that they are trying to get, there's different audiences that you need to tailor those reports to. So here at Cobalt, every pen test engagement comes with 6 different customizable reports for you guys. So based on, again, that audience and eyes that's looking at that, we can go from very high level, hey, we pen tested this and this date, to everything down for a more robust and maybe internal conversation for your CISOs as well. This is all the findings. This is everything that we need, and all the findings and how we're going to kind of go forward from here. So just want to make sure that we touched on that as well. And those are customizable by fields. Wonderful. All right. Let me see. And I think that was the end of just the short demo that I had for you guys. I'd love to maybe pivot and dive into some Q&A for those on the call, and really open up the floor. And Rodrigo, maybe we can kick it off with 1 or 2 questions, and then we'd love to hear from anyone on the webinar as well, directly from you guys in the chat. Feel free to throw any questions in there. We'd love to hear from you, as well as answers and your thoughts. All right, so our first question, Rodrigo, we're just going to fire them off to you today. For companies facing resource constraints, what do you believe are the top kind of 1 to 2 areas where you recommend focusing AppSec efforts for maximum impact?
I think like prioritizing. So I would say that prioritizing impactful findings. So whenever for customers that have a strain, I think having a like Pentest as a service tool like Cobalt is a reasonable price for what you get. So basically, if you don't have the means to have like a full-fledged security team, having such tool like Cobalt that are available in the market is a reasonable effort to get those findings, in your system to be addressed. So you just need someone to address those. Doesn't matter if they are fully proficient in security testing, in security, advisory or anything like that. So I think like that would be quite interesting for like companies doesn't matter if it's like a startup or a scale up company. But I think that would be one of the main things to address.
That's a great point. I think that's huge. And again, I think a lot of folks are thinking about that today, and really hearing your thoughts and how you think about these types of things is great to really formulate on their side. And I did misspeak at the beginning. Instead of putting your questions and thoughts in the chat, if you guys, because this is a webinar, the chat is disabled. So if you could just throw them in that Q&A section, if you do have thoughts or questions, we'd love to get them answered. And I have it open so I can also see it for you guys. All right. And Rodrigo, I know you really emphasize and hit home the importance of making security a key part of your leaders' roles and your engineering team over there. In your opinion, what are some practical steps to kind of achieve that collaboration between security and engineering?
I think like most of the companies I worked, they saw security teams as basically gatekeepers, and would not allow features to be released that easily. And for some of the companies I worked, it was the case. The security team would block things for a long time and so on. So I think to enforce and to enhance this collaboration, I think like having both teams side by side and prioritizing things beforehand, like open doors. It's not like just shoving a ticket, just throwing it out of a fence, and then the security team would fix or address or anything like that, but more like a collaborative way of doing things. So, and making sure that releases need to be done because the company, the product relies on that to be successful. So once you get this this mindset that we need to release something, but we need to release a feature in a good way, in with good quality, and both teams to understand that and to focusing on a collaborative way of working, I think things would flow in a better way. So yeah.
Definitely. I think that's key. And whether it's communication with a pen tester, as we talked about earlier, or just communication internally, having the understanding that, hey, this is something that we're working on together, I think is huge. And there's no siloed teams of this is where we're going, this is what we're doing, but it's really something that you guys are cohesively working on together. I think that's really important.
Exactly.
Great points. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Lawrence. Thanks for the note. All right, Rodrigo. So you definitely highlighted kind of the value of starting pen testing early, which is so key, and continuously, which we touched upon. What advice do you have for companies on today's webinar, or just in general, who are new to pen testing and kind of unsure where to begin?
So I think like Cobalt, what they provide, or again, it doesn't matter if it's a small company or a grown-up company. The ease of starting a pen test is a major thing. At least for us, we can start like a pen test with little information, and it's surprisingly, at least with Cobalt, when we get the report, we see that even though we provided little information, like this is the endpoint, this is how it works, and please test. We get like so good reports and good findings as well. So finding the right tool that would give you ease of use, ease of start, like you can start with minutes, I would say. It's a major thing if you don't have like a security team or you don't have enough time to do that. So not doing is not, it's not an option, right? So at least get something that would quickly get you started with pen testing, with knowing what are the capabilities of your product with or your feature. It's a good way to companies to start pen testing.
Right. Yep. And as we talked about, kind of that ease of use of the platform, and also just having the right partner is great.
Exactly.
Well, and really helps teams, no matter the size, continue to grow. So I think that's important. So all right, let's see. I think we have a couple more. And again, anyone who does have any thoughts or questions, feel free to throw them in the Q&A section on the side. All right. So how do you balance the findings from automated tools with those from that manual pen testing effort? And can you just speak a little bit more into that and how you guys really prioritize remediation?
So we prioritize based on the severity. Not only the severity that the tools would provide us, but also we try to run some sort of triage against those findings. So if it's something that is really critical from an automated tool, then we would prioritize that. But if it's a low prior from an automated tool or from a pen test, if it's just like small, like nice to have, that goes lower on our priority list. But yeah, we try to keep as balanced as possible with the prioritization from like pen tests and also from automated testing tools as well.
Kind of you guys have that sweet spot, I think, of that balance, which is huge. Making sure
we try to get to that.
Right, as sweet as those strawberries that you were picking this weekend.
Yeah.
For sure. I love it. And yeah, I'm glad that we can help with both of those efforts as well, of having that manual, actual human pen testing, but as you guys mentioned, having that continuous DAST automation in the background.
Exactly.
All right. I think one more for you, Rodrigo. Let's see. How has access to the various specialized pen testers influenced kind of the depth and actionability of your findings?
So yeah, so I think like from my perspective, as we are building knowledge, we get more specialized findings. So the basic findings, we don't get them anymore. So we are getting into a spot that it would take a really good effort from attackers to find those things. And yeah, basically the problem is growing, but
Right.
with the really talented people that we have from Cobalt supporting us, it's growing in a good way. So we are learning from them. So like silly mistakes, silly issues that we would commit, or any developer would commit before. We are not going into that direction anymore. So we are getting into really specialized findings. And as you just showcased, like the findings, they are really well described in the platform. So we get to understand really well what is happening, how it's happening, what are the ways to test that behavior, what would be the consequence, and how to fix it, and how to make sure that it was fixed. So to double check on our side before asking for a retest. So in that sense, we are getting to more like specialized findings currently.
Definitely. And I think you hit that home of that they are getting more robust, and that because you guys have this program that you're working on from the baseline up of, hey, I'm going to test this very large web app this year, see if everything that we've implemented comes out the same in our next iteration of testing. That's huge, right? So mixing those different perspectives with that plan of remediation that you guys are implementing is a great way to kind of continuously build that program. Great answer.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And any other questions in the Q&A section? Let me check. I don't see any. All right. Well, Rodrigo, we greatly appreciate you hopping on today. It has been a pleasure chatting with you and getting to hear a little bit more about your program and how, you guys are building that from a very, very small AppSec team into a robust program alongside Cobalt. We're very excited to continue to partner with you guys and truly be a great, have that collaborative effort moving forward. So we thank you again for your time. I know it's later in your day and earlier in ours, and we appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you everyone who has joined us today. And we're looking forward to doing more of these soon.
My pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. Talk to you soon.